marry her on the first date. Yeah. Okay. So you get all this. That's why I'm saying it puts you ahead of the pack. Do you see why we must sell, ladies and gentlemen? How many of you are feeling like now you're born again, you are going to sell more?
Yes, I am.
Wallace, is that what you have been thinking about sales?
Oh, yes. It takes a bit of, let's say what, not foreplay, but some bit of working behind what you want to really achieve.
All right. Yeah. So, and then finally, selling is not just when you close the deal, you disappear. You need to help your customers succeed with your product or with your service. And for example, how many here are selling tangible goods? Anyone apart from Janet, who is selling water? Anyone else? I would like to see Juliana, check for me.
I sell tangible goods.
What do you sell?
Horticultural produce.
Okay. What specifically? Just tell us more.
I sell fresh avocados, fresh mangoes, dried mangoes, dried pineapples, fruit ingredients, baobab, powder.
Okay, awesome. So you see, once I have bought your avocado, do you take time to at least call me later and say, hey, hi Eunice, you bought some few avocados. How did you, use them? Do you even take time to find out? You could be so surprised you sold avocado and you're thinking I'm going to eat it with the githeri. And maybe I actually am making soap with it, or I'm applying on my hair. So it's you call to follow up. This is what in school you're told it's called customer service. And in the process of doing customer service, you get to know the value you add to your customers, because avocado is your avocado. It could be much more, but you can't know if you're so deeply just focused on you and what you're doing and not what your customers are doing. So you need to have a process of finding out, are they succeeding with my product? Avocado zilifika ama zilibodeka kabla zifike, yes. So that's so much about sales. And I want to, so the question is, why are you not selling? Let's hear. Why are you not selling? I'm sure you're here because you're not selling daily and consistently. Am I right? Let me ask, who is there? Peter Kimoto. What are some of the reasons why, let me not say you, why do you think people are not selling? Of course, you're not the one. Yeah, you are selling, isn't it? Peter Kimoto.
People are not going to stretch building a connection, build a connection and a relationship.
Can you hear him, or is it only me?
Maybe Peter switch off the video so that we can hear you.
You can switch off the video, and yeah, so that we hear you. Yeah. You can switch off the video and then
you can't hear me.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Oh, no. Okay.
What you do, switch off the video. You can switch off the video. You can put off the video and then you speak. So that, yes, try that without the video. You are now muted. Okay, as we wait for Peter to check. Unmute yourself, Peter.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, but you may need to switch off your video.
Can you hear me?
No. Okay. We can't hear Peter, and I think you can't hear us. Now we can hear you.
Now you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay. I was saying. You need to relationship with the customer, not just go and start sharing what you think or sharing about your company or you might be selling. You first need to have the connection with the customer first. That's what I think.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Peter. You need to have connection with the customer. My question is, why don't people sell? Why do you think people don't sell? Sisto Daituri. Is it Daituri? Are you able to speak? Why do you think people don't sell? You need to unmute.
Yes, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Yes, happy to be here. The reason why people don't sell
Yes.
is lack of commitment in their job.
Mm-hmm.
Then aggressiveness, being aggressive.
So thank you so much, Daituri. He says that people lack aggressiveness and lack of commitment. Anyone else want to add something on that? I'm going to share why I think you're not selling.
Hello?
Yes, Peter, we'll get to you. We'll get back to you later.
I wanted to say something.
Okay, say.
First of all, people buy people. So before even you sell anything, first of all, people will want to earn your confidence. They will want to have trust in you, because if someone doesn't trust you, if someone doesn't believe in you, if the way you present yourself, someone is not fully convinced about who you are, how do you look like? When you open your mouth, what comes? How is your face expression? If the customer that you want to sell to, if they are not fully convinced of who you are, then they will automatically never buy from you.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Paul. That is so true. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. So if they don't know you, they don't like you, and they don't trust you, they won't buy. So those are some of the reasons. Now, these are the reasons why I think you're not selling. And there are many, but these are just a few. Sorry. Oh, what happened here? Yes. Majority of you sell once in a while. So sales is like an accident. So you sold last week 2, this week nothing, next week you don't know whether you will sell, and it's now 4.5 months, and you actually can't tell how you sell. You can't tell whether you sell weekly or you sell daily. You have no idea. So sales to you just happen as an accident. And you see how long, or rather, how many times do accidents happen in a year? Maybe none or rarely, because it's an accident. So majority of you have no way of tracking or measuring what you do, what works, what doesn't work. And no wonder your sales are accidental. The other reason I think you don't sell is important goals. When I talk about important goals, these are goals that are not inspiring. goals that do not inspire you positively to action. And I'll give an example. How inspiring is working to pay bills? You know, like you're waking up, all that you're working for is, oh my God, rent is almost, or school fees iko karibu kufika. How inspiring is that? Let me hear from people. Anyone? How inspiring is that? How does that inspire you? You know, when all you work for, yani, you just want to go out, make that sale because bills imekukalia. Is that inspiring? How is it?
It's not inspiring.
How do you feel? Like, you know, like you're doing this because there are bills. Naomi.
It's not inspiring because once you pay the bill, it means even your sales will stop because that problem has been solved. But you can't keep on going.
Aha, awesome. It feels like, you know, umefika. That month has passed. You know, that feeling, can you feel what I'm saying? Like,
I feel used.
Ruth feels used. Ruth, what do you sell?
I sell gas.
Yes, imagine. And so you're running towards the end of the month. And then once you pay the bills, now I can stop. And then by the time you realize you stopped, it's the second week of the month. So you go into another rat
same
race.
cycle.
Yes. So those are what I call important goals that will not produce results. They are not inspiring at all. They don't make you wake up every day fresh and energized to, you know, serve the people because it's about the bills. So you need to set very inspiring goals. The other reason why you don't sell is because you sell to everybody. Many times when I ask people, who is your customer? They say, everyone who needs my product. You don't sell to everybody. I want you to remember one thing, that number one, you're very unique. God created you unique, special. In fact, the Bible says you're fearfully and wonderfully made. And, you know, my husband says there are some people, the part of the fear is very conspicuous. But yeah, that's beside the point. But you're unique, special. And why are you unique? Because you should be serving specific people, not everybody. You cannot serve everybody. Even Jesus did not come to serve everybody. He actually said, I came for the sinners, you know, and those who are, you know, enslaved, and those who are sick. So he was very clear on his target market. Yeah. So are you clear on who your customer is? Or are you just selling to everybody? And that is where you'll be meeting people on the streets and you want them to buy now. And you know, you want to convince them, you want to push your product down their throats because you don't know who you serve. So if Jesus knew who he was serving, who are you not to? Tafadhali. And the other reason is because, you know, you expect that because you have this beautiful product, tutajua tu, you know, we will know and we will buy from you. We don't know. You have to unveil, you have to open and show us the value. So if you don't communicate the value effectively, we won't buy. It's that simple. So those are some of the reasons I think why you're not selling. And there are many other reasons, but those are the highlights. So I just wanted to introduce myself quickly. I know I didn't introduce myself. Majority of you may be knowing me. I'm a scientist who became a trainer. My first job was in the lab as a lab, what are we being called? Quality control assistant, basically being with the burettes and pipettes in the lab. I only did it for, I think, 3 months or less. I couldn't do it. And then I got a job in IIT as a trainer. And that's where I became a Microsoft certified system engineer. I also did all the technical courses in IIT, but most importantly, this is where I was trained to be a trainer, okay? And then after working there for 5 years, I wanted to make a lot of money. And I read many books, my friend. All the books that I was reading were saying, if you want to make money, you better learn how to sell. And so Eunice is a scientist. Things are practical, you know, unlike those who do arts, for science, everything is practical. So the fastest way to learn selling was to start selling. So I looked for a sales job. And you know the easiest job to find as a salesperson in this country? Which one is the easiest job? Let me hear. You can just unmute and shout.
Commission.
Insurance. Insurance.
Their commission, yeah, insurance, yes. So I started selling life insurance. And I had never done a hard job. And, you know, I thought being in the lab was hard, but selling insurance was not easy. So my first 3 months, I didn't sell anything. Many reasons. One, you see, I thought that my students were training government officials. I was, you know, when we started training government officials, I was only 25. You know, you're 25, is it 25 or 24? And you have to stand in front of these guys who are over 40, because that's when government was computerizing the systems. And you stand there and you have to look like an expert. And I think that is where all the confidence came in, because, you know, you're trained to stand and, you know, facilitate learning. So I thought these guys, because they're working, they make money, so they will buy policies from me. Shock on me. Every person I called, when I called to follow up, they never picked my calls. And that's when I realized, yeah, funny, they were calling me madam. Funny, madam, you're not picking madam's calls. And I had to ask, why is it that they are running away from me? I was going with, you know, the top salespeople to go and see how they sell. And every time I went, I would also get irritated as a spectator. Because I'm like, no, why are you pushing it? Why don't you just explain how it works? Why don't you show, you know, being a trainer, like demonstrate, stop pushing, stop, you know, convincing. And that's how I had to figure out, how do I make people want to buy insurance? Okay. And that's another long story that we're not going to go into. But the long and short of this story is that in my first year, I qualified for ACI. For those who are in the industry, you know what ACI means, but I qualified in my first year for ACI. And then after that, I got promoted to be the country sales manager for microinsurance. And we were able to move from millions of losses to, you know, profit within the first year. And in 2017, I founded BSmart, an online insurance comparison platform. Why? Because I felt that people need to know insurance for themselves. They need to understand it before they buy, before they pay you money. And so we created, you know, I combined my insurance knowledge, my technology background, and my training background to create a business. And I'm also an author of 2 books, Sell Me This Pen. Those who have read it say it is the sales Bible. If you want to understand sales, then you need to read Sell Me This Pen. Is a sales Bible for Kenyans by a Kenyan, you know, localized, you know, and there are local issues that affect us. In 2020, 2021, BSmart was able to grow 7 times. And that's why we believe that you can also grow your business in multiple times. All right, so that is Eunice. So why 20x? Why do we call 20x 20x? And this is based on my own personal experience. When I moved from training, I was earning 25K, and in less than 3 years, I was able to earn $500,000. And of course, I didn't stop earning, but that was very significant. And so that was 20 times growth. So when we were looking for a business name, I was like, why don't we make it relevant? You know, so 20 times is something practical. It has happened. Remember, I'm a scientist, so I only deal with practical. Yeah, so that's why we call it 20x entrepreneur. Why? Because when you join us, you may not be 20x, but as you grow, you ultimately become the 20x entrepreneur. So our dream for you, the salespeople, the business owners, is that you'll be able to grow your income from where you are, which is X, to 20X. Okay? The mathematician in me, we talk about, now the value of X is you who knows. Yeah? So put X to be the amount of money you're earning now. Then multiply by 20. Now, if you're earning 0, too bad, because then it means that you cannot grow 0. So you need to earn something, then we start the journey. Sawa sawa. So come at least with something. Hata kama ni moja, 1 shilling. Let's 20x that one go. All right? Now, at this juncture, I want to invite someone called Diana. Diana, are you there? Diana, this is your moment to introduce yourself, your business, and just tell us your journey with 20x.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Welcome everybody on board. You're in the right place, or should I call it the right ship? My name is Diana Kola. Okay, I wear many hats, but today I'll only speak about one, which is currently in the catering industry. So I run a business called Hango Foods, where my flagship product is marinated smoked chicken. So both kienyeji and the regular chicken, which we mostly call the broiler chicken. Now my story is really interesting. A few months ago, I found myself at a crossroad. I didn't know what to do. I was starting life all over again, and I was starting at an advanced age. And yeah, my pockets were dry. I needed to think very fast on what I was to do with myself. So a few months later, which was early January, I looked at what I had, like Eunice likes to quote, scripture. So I looked at what I had in my hand, and the road in my hand was, I loved cooking. I love anything to do with food. I mean, my son name is not far from that. So I think, I was attracted to food. My name came with it. And yeah, the long and the short is I had a recipe that had tweaked with my children. I wanted my children to eat, healthy food. And they loved the takeout chicken, the KFCs, the chicken inns. But I really wanted them to eat good food. I wanted them to eat kienyeji chicken. But they told me, Mom, we can only eat that chicken if it's going to be soft. That chicken of yours is so hard. If it's soft and if it is sweet, it's tasty. So I said, okay, I'll take up the challenge. So I had that. I had the recipe with me, and but I was broke, So I took the recipe confidently, made a chicken for my sister, sent it to her, and just told her, you don't eat for free this time. Now you buy it. So she bought it and sent me 1,000 shillings. I was like, oh, okay, I'm doing well. And then in February, so January and February, I just had sold that chicken. So now bills need to be paid. So I was like, okay, I need to do something. Now I'm in different WhatsApp groups, and one day I saw this 5-day challenge, sales challenge that appeared on one of the WhatsApp groups. And I was like, this actually sounds like me. I don't know anything about sales. I fear sales. Actually, I hate sales, But this looked very interesting. I was like, okay, maybe I can learn 1 or 2 things from here, because now, whether I like it or not, I need to sell. So I joined Eunice on the 5 days challenge, and we went through, really intense, information. And I said, what do I have to lose? Let me just do this. So I took the information. I, looked at myself, looked at the recipe, and I said, you know what, I'm going to do this. So I started advertising like we were taught, what you need to do on a daily basis. I learned things that I've never had, like leads. I was like, okay, leads. Okay, so we need to do this. So I said, I'm going to be very faithful doing this. And so I started, posting on different WhatsApp groups, and the team is really great, encouraging you every day, asking, what have you done? Give us feedback. So I said, let me not embarrass myself. I need to do this for myself anyway. I have no choice, So I started advertising. That was early March. And I quickly got orders. I was amazed. I was like, oh, okay, you made people actually read this. And so people started buying in. By end of April, I was shocked because I was so busy, advertising in the kitchen, marinating chicken, you have the rider coming, you're sending the products, you're calling up, Eunice had taught us, don't just sell, ask, So after that, I'm asking people, how was it? I was so nervous, and I was like, yeah, that chicken was lovely. Oh, that chicken was nice. And like, okay, they like my product, By the end of April, okay, after 5 days, of selling and everything, there was another challenge, there was the 12-week challenge. And I was like, okay, am I really ready for this, But I said, what do I have to lose? Let me jump in. She seems to know what she's saying. Maybe I can grow 20x. By end of April, I'd started with 1,000 shillings. By end of April, I had sold over 160 chicken. And I was like, I didn't do 20x. I did, what is that? What is that calculation? I did more than 200%. Selling chicken from my house. I was so amazed. I was like, I can't even talk about this growth. I've been looking at chats, and there's a lady called from Kilifi, saying she wants to give up. If I could do it, you can. Following the lead, following what the team have been telling us. Every day you have to report to yourself. What you've done. You report to the group because they put you in a WhatsApp group. So you see everybody's success, people's struggles, but then you're edged on and you're like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. So now here we are in May, and I'm feeling so confident. I'm even in the webinar. I'm thinking, oh, I'm doing well. Yeah, so I just want to encourage us, if you're here, this is the right place to be. I started from 1,000 shillings. And yeah, now I'm looking for, business. I've seen someone in Nakuru in the hospitality. I'll be knocking on your doors. There's, the gentleman who has the hotel. I've forgotten the name of the hall. Wallace, I think.
Wallace. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I am actually very interested in your story.
Yeah, Hunger Foods needs to grow to Nakuru,
There we are.
Yeah, the reviews I've received over time, and this is not really to brag, this is just to encourage us. I don't have any person who has told me the chicken was not good. So I'm confident this is grandma's recipe. So I can't say it is all mine, I'll be lying. Grandma's, then mommy's, and then I tweaked it a little. So yeah, I would want to encourage us, join in. I encourage you. If I could do it, I didn't know anything about sales. My background is I'm a computer programmer, trained computer programmer. I worked as a supply and logistics, personnel. I've never done sales at all. So this was really new for me. Yeah, so thank you. I'm still with them. If they introduce another one, I'm joining in. That's how confident I am, and that's how encouraged I am by the growth. Thank you.
Awesome. Give it up for Diana Kula. Anyway, I have been wondering about that name. Now I understand.
The name found me.
And by the way, not by the way, I am a testimony that chicken is good. Oh my God, I hide it because if it is kept near, some people will eat all of it alone. It is ready to eat, Yeah. So thank you so much, Diana. And I would like to ask you, what are you hearing from what Diana is sharing and what we are talking about? From 1,000, oh my God, from selling one chicken to 160 chicken, that is in a span of, Diana, you joined us in March or in April?
In March.
March, yeah, in a span of, so by April, she was doing 160 chicken. So let's call it a month, or almost 2 months. Yeah. What growth is that? Yeah. So yes, we mean business, we're in business, but only with people who mean business. By the way, don't imagine that it is as easy as Diana is putting it. What she's not telling you, the many times she wanted to quit. And you know, or
yes. That's true.
Yeah, because our work, all the information you want to know about sales is available online. Today, I just go to my chat GPT and I will get any information I want. Not only about sales, all of us now can be doctors, all of us can be teachers, all of us can be anything we want to be. So what is this that 20X brings to you? It is the execution that you will never find on Google. You will never find on ChatGPT. You will not find it anywhere because it is, you know, it has been designed by a scientist, and therefore it's a process. You have to do it in a certain way to get certain results. All right. So I know you're still waiting. What are the 5 strategies for you to sell in these difficult times? So I'll quickly go through them. Please give me can you give me 15 minutes, please? 15? I will go with the first 3 people who will say yes. Or if they say no, I'll just also stop.
Yes.
Well, at least I'll say the 3 of them. Yes. Okay, strategy number 1. And this is, you know, that we have said that one of the reasons why you don't sell is because you don't have you know, an inspiring goal. So strategy number 1 is to have a compelling, inspiring vision. And we say, make it very big. You know, this clear picture of the future. It needs to be so big. Habakkuk, is it Habakkuk 1 or 2, was told, write the vision, write it in big letters, write it in a way that when somebody is running, they can see it. That is what we are talking about. It needs to be big, and it needs to be written in big letters, that when you're running, you can see it, and make it very big. For us, our dream for you is 20 times. Is that a small dream? It's not, because I'm sure if you're making $1 million, you're thinking, I can move out from million to 20 million. Yes, you can, because it's a science. Whether you're moving from 1 to 20, whether you're moving from 10 times 20, it is a science. If you apply that science, it works. Make it meaningful to you. Now, by the way, we're not forcing you to do 20 times. If you just want 2 times, it's okay. If you just want 1.5, it's okay, but you must grow. Okay, make it meaningful to you. Then there's a part that is very important. Share it with others. Share it with others. Sorry. Share it with others. So we want you to shout this big vision so that others can hear it. Then stay in touch with that vision and connect your vision with daily actions. This is what we enable you to do in what Diana told you, the 5 days sales challenge, to, you know, dream big and now connect that into daily actions. And then you be very intentional about achieving that. Then number 2, you need to know your customer. Who is it that you're called to serve? You don't serve everybody. You've heard Diana is very clear. I'm looking for people in the hotel industry, you know? Why? Because she knows that is her, this is where she will get her 64% of her business, isn't it? Yeah. So she's targeting, she knows the customer. Even as I said, Jesus knew his customers. He said, my sheep knows my voice. And when I speak, they hear. So you, who are your sheep? Now, sheep in this case replaced with customer. Do they know you and do you know them? When you speak, can they hear you? Or they will just be wondering, what is that message? Who is that message? What Diana didn't tell you is that we taught her the art of storytelling. And that's why she's calling it advertising. We call it storytelling. When she gives stories, people just buy. Why? Because at this time and age, we tell stories. That is what, that's what people connect with, because people buy from people they know, like, and trust. So the science is on how do you make people know you? How do you make them like you? How do they trust? But not everybody. It is only your customer. You have to be specific on who your customer is. All right. And strategy number three, increase your customer touch point. So when you have clearly understand who your customer is, reach them in different ways. Is it WhatsApp? Is it message? Is it call? Is it, the researchers say that a customer needs to hear from you 7 times in different ways, not the same message, 7 times in different ways for them to warm up to you. So you need to increase the touch points. And number 4, and this is big, quit. The first time I'm telling people to quit. And now you're wondering, why should I quit? You must quit. Number 1, you need to quit lying. And when I talk about lying, I'm not calling you liars. Do you know many people lie to themselves. And that is the biggest lie you can ever do. You lie to yourself. You say you set goals and you know very well you have no intention of achieving them. You come here for this webinar or you join the 5-day sales challenge, but you have no intention of doing what we are saying. You're lying to yourself that you can hide from yourself. So can you quit lying? And the other thing I want you to quit from is giving excuses. And again, stop giving excuses to yourself. The moment you quit giving excuses to yourself, you will not take excuses from anyone else. You stop, because if you can't take it from yourself, then you will not take it from anyone else. This evening, it was raining. So my son had left the house to go for a run. He plays football. So today he wasn't playing football. So he told me he's going for a run and he wants to do 10 kilometers. And then just when he left, it started raining. So I'm here worried. I'm like, oh my God, this guy, I hope he comes back so that he's not rained on. And he went and did 7.5 kilometers in the rain. So when he came back, I asked him, why didn't you come back when the rain started? You know what he told me? I will not take excuses. So this is an invitation for you to quit excuses. Do not accept giving excuses to yourself. No, I'm feeling lazy. Or let me ask you, when KPLC sends the bill to you, or your landlord sends the bill, do you respond to them with a message telling them, economy ni baya sana? Do you do that? Even government, this government doesn't even care. Do you respond with that? Let me see how many people do that. Speak to me. Do you do that?
No.
How many of you have sent KPLC a message saying, hata nyinyi mnajua hii ni serikali ya hustler and it is na inanyanyasa hustler? How many of you have done that? Raise your hand. So when KPLC sends a bill, you send money, isn't it? So when we ask you, to do activities, selling activities every day, we don't expect you to send us excuses. That's all we are saying. By the way, we don't want to know that the economy is hard. No, because we want you to go where the money is. The truth of the matter is, when you're broke, it is you who is broke. Remember, there are many other people who have money. So how do you get that money from their pocket so that it is in your pocket? This is where you must provide value. So start asking yourself, where is the money? What are the challenges those people with money have, so that you're not going to convince those who don't have money? You see, those who don't have money will never buy. It doesn't matter how much you convince them. They don't have the money, okay? So what is this? Who are these who have the money? And what is the problem they have? And how can I solve it? so that I get that money to myself and then I have the money. So stop taking excuses not from yourself, start with you, or from anyone. Don't accept. And the other thing I want you to quit from is distractions. Distractions are the biggest killers of our businesses. You want to do so many things at the same time, and they distract you from achieving the goal. So, and Diana even alluded to this. At some point, she had to decide, I want to focus on the hunger foods. Why? Focus on it and push it to a place whereby it can stand before you start doing all the other things. So do not accept distraction and don't be derailed. What I've realized is when you set your mind to achieve something, other things, start happening. This is when sijui nani amegojeka, sijui nini imefanyika, other, not so good things start happening when you have already set your mind, this is what I'm going to achieve. Do not accept to be derailed. Put your focus, keep your focus, and you will get there, okay? And strategy number 5, you have to keep learning, yeah? When you stop learning, you stop growing. So keep educating yourself. And a bonus strategy here, your health is your wealth. Keep your body moving. This is one of the requirements we have. When you join our program, we want you to keep moving. Why? Because when you're not active, you have no energy. And if you don't have energy, you're not going to achieve the goals that you have set. And as I said, information, even what I've just shared, these tips I've shared, you can find them online. But the doing cannot be found online. You have to do it, okay? So what we do is what you can't get. Now, let me just take you through what happens to you after today's training, because it's going to happen. See, now you're very inspired, Wallace. Cindy, Wallace, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Now, that is, Juliana told me that is called the motivational speaker syndrome. You're in a state which we call uninformed optimism. So you're very optimistic. You're saying, yes, I can do 20x. Hallelujah, I can do 20x. There's no reason if Eunice can do it, if Diana can do 160 times, because she has done 160 times, by the way. Diana, that is 160 times, it's not 20.
Yeah, I superseded, I know.
And now you're feeling, yes, I can do it. You don't know what it will take. That's why we call it uninformed optimism. Then next week, you're saying, hizo vitu za watu wa 20x, those guys are not even real. How can anyone even do 20x? Nimeshindwa kufanya hata 20% growth. In fact, I'm not even growing with this economy. So you get to a level where we call uninformed pessimism. You become pessimistic. That will happen next week. And you will tell me, okay? And then if you don't get the right support, you get to what we call the valley of despair. This is where you're like, now I need another training. So you start looking for more training because this one didn't work, these trainers, they just tell you this promise you heaven, and then they don't deliver anything. You forget that you're the one to do the work, yeah? So you give up, okay? So what we do at 20X is to move you through this cycle so that you don't despair, but you get to what we call informed optimism, like where Diana is. Diana has realized that, yes, to do this business is not easy. I have to manage so many aspects of this business. I have to make sure that my customers are comfortable. All this is required of me. So she's informed, but very optimistic because she knows she can do it, okay? So now she has crossed the valley of despair. Now she's at the informed optimism. Yes, I can do it. I am committed. That's why she's saying, even if they create another program, I am joining, because she's at the informed optimism stage. And finally, Diana will get to success and fulfillment. And that is when we shall celebrate her. And of course, she'll have a lot of money in the pocket. And we shall all be singing and dancing, isn't it? So this is what happens. So 20X comes in to help you cross all this, so that you get to success and fulfillment. And that is why we are saying you can grow 20 times in 3 to 5 years. It's a science. Some people achieve faster than like Diana. Others will take longer, but it works. It's a formula. I have spent so much time documenting this formula because I've been a salesperson, been a business person, and that's all we have been doing. So how do we do this? How do we help you cross that cycle? We start you with a 5-day sales challenge. Now, the 5-day sales challenge is like an eye opener. It's like you had scales in your eyes and now they are removed. And now you can see your business clearly. You can see, you have a vision. You can see how you need to achieve it. It is so clear, okay, on how you're going to do it. So this is your unveiling moment, yeah? And we start with day 1 with freedom and just clearly discussing your customer. Who is your customer? Okay, we look at the freedom of having the vision and who is your customer. Day 2, we look at the surprising mark because there are different ways of killing the cat. How do you generate leads? Yeah, and then on day 3, we look at the 64-4 rule. Now you see, when Diana says I'm eyeing Wallace, is because she understands that Wallace will give her, the likes. Customers like Wallace are the ones who are going to give her the 64% of her business. And then day 4, we look at objections, handling, and the 20X blueprint, because it's a blueprint. You move from one stage to the next. Yeah. So which are these stages and where are you and how do you move to the next stage? And finally, we look at what next and how to close the sale. So that's the 5-day sales challenge. And it is for people like you, who want to exponentially grow their sales. Of course, some of you hate sales. So if you hate sales, this is for you. If you've been hiring salespeople and they don't deliver results, this is for you. If your income has stagnated, it is not growing. You have already found an excuse that the economy is bad. This is for you. Yeah. If you think sales is hard, this is for you. If you sell accidental sales, zileza, last week niliuza moja, this week sijui hata sijauza so far. Next week hata sijui what will happen. This is for you, okay? And if you desire the freedom from working too hard to getting, and getting limited returns or no returns, this is for you, all right? And once you join that, we'll take you to the 12-week sales accelerator program. I don't want to go into details with that, but yes, that is the next place we take you to, whereby we give you 12 weeks of focused coaching for you to do all the things that you saw that you need to do in the 5-day sales challenge and actually achieve. Our goal in the 12 weeks is that you just double your revenue, just double, not too much, just double. If you double in 3 months, then you can be sure you will 20 times in even less than 3 years, okay? Yeah, so any questions? Now, for those business owners who have more than 5 employees, and you don't know what goes in, your sales looks like a black box. You don't know what goes in and what comes out. We have a program for you. We call it the Sales Leaders Mastermind. This is for only business owners who have 5 and above employees. So I will stop there and I will take questions. I will ask the 20X team to share the contact so that you reach out to us. On Monday, we are starting the 5-day sales challenge, and I recommend it for all of you. You join because your sales are not daily and they are not consistent. So Monday, 5-day sales challenge. You need to talk to us. Today is Thursday, so you have tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. All right. And yes, if you sign up by tomorrow evening, I want to give the first 5 people who will sign up by tomorrow evening with a copy of my book to be delivered where you are. So the first 5 people, take note, Derek and Allison, and the first 5 people will sign up by tomorrow evening. You will get a copy of the entrepreneurship hits and misses. All right. So thank you very much. Let me see if there are questions. I haven't exceeded the 15 minutes you give me.
Eunice, there's a question from Faith Mbogo. She wants to know what was strategy 5. I think she didn't get strategy 5 of winning sales.
Oh, the strategy number 5?
Yes.
We said you keep learning. Keep learning, you know. You have to love to learn, because every new day, there's new knowledge. Like now we have, you know, is now a tool that can help you write very beautiful articles. Keep learning, keep learning. So the 5-day sales challenge is 5,000 shillings. And I've said the first 5 people to sign up from this team today, you'll get a copy of Entrepreneurship Hits and Misses. Another question? Okay, let's hear comments. Comments, complaints, and compliments. Let me hear. Let's hear comments, complaints, compliments, zote. You can unmute yourself.
And as you unmute, please tell us if you've got what you wanted, or at least you've seen a path to getting what you were seeking. We had Winnie, who needed to know how to get quality leads to sell more. We had Cynthia, who was expecting to learn how to sell both online and on ground. We had Paul Kanyingi, who wanted to learn new strategies that would enable him grow his network portfolio. We had Katie Kiara, who wanted to learn from the 20X team and earn more. I like that one. That Naomi Wamboi wanted to learn how to best do online business. We had Sisto, who wanted to 20X his income, direct and clear. We had Josephine, Lynn, Janet. We had a lot of people said what they wanted. So we'd want to hear, have you at least had how to get to where you wanted? If not, you know, the method to get there already. Do you know a route? Is there a way for you to get there?
Yes.
Go on, Naomi.
Yes, I've gotten a route to get there. I think my main challenge was doing the, what did you call them? Zile za random sales. Unauza leo, accidental sales.
Yeah.
You do it today, you wait until 10 days, then you do it again. And also selling to everyone. I think that's a niche for me now. I have to be considerate that I can't sell to everyone. Yeah.
Naomi, please join the Monday class before you forget what you learned, before you get to the uninformed pessimism space.
And in 5 days, you'll be clear
so that you're
on how to achieve.
Yeah.
All right.
Any more comments, compliments, complaints? Jane Wajiko.
Hi, Eunice, how are you?
Hi, Jane.
It has been great. This is an eye-opener, and you've done a wonderful job. I know I am down at number 4. I have a lot of excuses when things are not working out for me. Of course, I get distracted, and I keep on telling myself, even tomorrow is another day. I'll try it. And yeah, that was great. Thank you.
Okay, so no more excuses.
No.
And the beauty of not taking excuses from yourself. Do you know, you're actually, even before you tell people, they can't give you excuses because you're so confident and you know. So please stop taking excuses from yourself, and then you will never take any excuse from anyone. Not from your children, not from your relatives, nobody, not even your customers, because you know what it is that it takes not to take excuses. Yes, Jane.
Yeah, I can see.
Get in touch.
Okay. People are asking about the notes for those who missed, those who lost Wi-Fi. We'll share the recording, so don't worry. You get everything that has gone from the beginning to the end. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other complaint or compliment or comment? The CCCs. Wallace.
Yeah. Let me say that the biggest challenge, I think, in I'll probably say this country,
we lost you, Wallace.
Net can't even make up
We can't hear you. Get closer to the microphone.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
I think, am I able? Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
You can hear me, right?
We can.
Okay, so what I'm saying is we're facing big mountains. In this country, when you try to do, let me call it legit business with commercial loans, it's a big challenge when even your net can't get you even half your loan installments other than just carrying on with your overheads and stuff. So you find a lot of us business owners, you have to have another hustle. This becomes like your side hustle. But sometimes when you're in the, let me say in the ditches, when you don't have a kibarua at that time and you concentrate on the business, you realize, yes, you can try and make that, but yeah, there's still a lot of issues in terms of, what you owe and what you've defaulted on and stuff like that. It's a tough world. And that's why I like the concept of, like, you talk about 20 times. I really want to see that. And I really want to experience that.
All right. I hear you. And one of the things that we do is to look at all those side hustles that you are doing and find how they connect with each other. So that then when you're not focused on the things you're doing, but focus on the customer that you serve. Okay. And then we help you be able to, no, this is how, when my customers come, this is where I meet them. This is what the need that they have currently, immediate. Then we will upsell them to this one, then to this one. Okay. Let me give an example. A very practical example. I told you that we have another business called Bismart. It's an online insurance comparison platform. It's and do you know how it connects with 20X? Can I tell you how it does?
Yeah,
now, majority of you, because you already know us, you like us, and you trust us, the next thing you're going to do, you're going to give us your insurance business. So 20X becomes our lead generation business for Bismart. So those are some of the things we look at when you join us, and so that you're not overwhelmed because you're doing so many 100 things. Okay, you choose which one is the lead generator, which one is the is the core business. You choose all that, and we're able to help you walk the journey, that journey. So Wallace, again, I hope to see you on Monday. It's starting on Monday at 7 p.m. Yes.
Count me on.
All right. Okay.
Hi, everyone.
So hi, Cynthia.
Thank you so much for the lessons. Ella?
Oh, we lost you a bit. Go on.
Thank you so much for the lessons. They were really good, and I'm looking forward to more and more. So the highlight for me was how to target the customers. So I think for now that is my target, and I'm hoping to come back with some good news.
Awesome. Are you joining us on Monday?
Definitely.
All right. So ladies and gentlemen, everything good has an end, but this is not an end. We're just putting a comma because on Monday, I believe that you're going to join us. It's going to be a 5 days of now real experience of what we have been talking about, the doing. Remember, there's always a gap between what you know and what you do. Now that gap is what we fill with our programs. That gap is not online, it is here. So see you on Monday. God bless you and have a good night. Juliana, over to you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. This is really nice. Derek Paul is asking for joining details, I guess, for Monday. Please share something. We'll also give you a call. For those of you who have indicated that you want to join, we'll give you a call so that we can be able to join you. Otherwise, we are really super, super, super excited. Come walk with us. you'll be amazed at what you can do. Remember, this is about you. We show you how to do it, then you do it in supervision. A lot of work, but let me tell you, rewarding and quite good work. Just hold that figure in your head, 20 times what you're making. And the accountants in the house, a few of us, Bonadonga, can tell you what 20 times can do. You know, when you look at your balance sheet, your income statement, and at the top, you got 20 times. There's nothing you cannot do. As a business, as an individual, wow, what can you do with 20 times of your income? So thank you so much, guys. We'll be getting in touch with you. I can see some questions. Maybe I can just look at them so that we don't leave anybody out. You've been sent the link for joining the 5 days challenge. It's on the chat by Derek. How can one implement MLM in growing sales? I don't understand that. Maybe somebody can. Anthony Wakaba, what do you mean?
Multi-level marketing, I guess.
Oh, multi-level marketing. Come join us. We have, in Diana's class, we have multi-level marketers. And our last 5 days challenge had, I think, 6 multi-level marketers. And they're very happy now. So please come join us and see. Yeah. Thank you, Anthony. I think people can live at their own pleasure. If you have any other question, we can stay on a bit just to answer it. But in the meantime, you're free to go. See you on Monday. And go to our website and see what courses we have, even if you don't join us. We'll be excited to answer your questions. You've been given our number. So please, karibuni sana. And yes, it is 20x. 20x. Just make sure it's not 0, 20.